We received a new update for Rainbow Six Siege today, update 3.2.2, and with this, it was meant to fix the red ping bug. However, I can confirm it definitely has not fixed the red ping bug, and also credits seem to expire after 6 months in some regions. There's been a bunch of Rainbow Six Siege news over the last couple of days, so here is everything you need to know and how it could affect you. So I will start with the patch notes and the update we received today, as there were loads of things in the patch notes, but 99% of them were for dual front. Only 4 major things came out for normal core siege. So just to highlight some of the changes that came out today is an orange crate sitting on a table is misaligned on the dual front map. God damn that orange crate. But more crates causing more issues. 2 crates of pears are misaligned on the dual front map. And if the crates weren't causing problem enough, an apple crate, can you believe it? We've had pears, oranges, but the audacity of an apple crate is positioned incorrectly on the dual front map. That has been fixed, but the crate issues do not stop. A crate army has formed because a pepper crate is out of place on the dual front map too. Well, all those crates have been put back into their place, and that's where they rightly belong now. Okay, so jokes aside, moving on to like the important updates that actually affect you guys. Allegedly, the red ping glitch on drone got fixed today, although for me, it wasn't just on drone, it used to be on camera as well. Well, I can confirm that actually hasn't been fixed. It says in the patch notes that it has, but I played after the update, and I can say with 100% certainty it has not been fixed. There's a clip coming to show you that it has not been fixed. And so, if anything, it's actually worse for me now. It didn't affect me that much previously, but during this game, I literally couldn't ping anybody on both camera and drone. So here comes that clip. I was playing on Theme Park. I was eliminated, and here is a vigil. I tried to red ping him to test it, and it's not working. Tried to ping him again, it's not working. I continuously try to ping him. It does not ping him, and then Bandit comes, and I can't ping him either. I cannot ping anybody on the enemy team. So the red ping glitch definitely has not been fixed. Now, you may wonder why it's so important to have the red pings working, because, oh, why don't you just yellow ping? But in prep phase, you should only be really using red ping. The whole point of prep phase or drone phase is to find out what operators they have, and if you have a Deimos on your team, he can then scan whoever it is and chase them. But by having the red ping glitch as a thing, it is an indirect nerf to Deimos. Now, one thing that I believe is fixed, but it is not in the patch notes, is the Amaru window on Canal, / the window anybody can rappel through, but Amaru can yeet through. That is now allegedly fixed. I haven't tried it myself, but people have told me that's fixed, so that's good, but that wasn't in the patch notes. Now, another thing that changed in this patch note is something that nobody asked for. Denari's been nerfed. So with Denari, previously, before this patch, you could set up your Denari gadgets or trip connectors and put like an Ella mine in between. And an operator would walk in, the Ella mine would go off, and then they'd be instantly eliminated via the lasers. But that took 2 of Ella's gadgets / 1 and pretty much all of Denari's trip connectors on the chance that they might go that way, but not guaranteed. Denari, in my opinion, is incredibly underwhelming because not many people know how to be good with him. He doesn't have the kit to make good rotates because his gun is very underwhelming. So Denari in general is just an underwhelming operator. And this was the one bit of fun you could have with Denari. I loved the idea of Denari. I still do love the idea of Denari, but Denari has not delivered in the way that I thought he would, because the Glaive 12 is so bad that you can't really make rotates with it to get a good setup in time before prep phase has ended. I think Denari sets a skill gap so big that maybe 1 in like a billion players will be good with him. Bearing in mind, he's already been nerfed twice already. This was not a welcome nerf. Nobody asked for it. I didn't see a single person complain about it. And Denari was actually a 200 IQ counter against shields that required a lot of his ability to be able to do it. Macy J has shown us how he could counter shields, and now you can't, because the Denari nerf is the trip connectors now take a second to connect if something blocks their vision. This for me is genuinely an L change, and I know that pretty much the whole community agrees with this too. Nobody asked for this, and we are begging for buffs. All we do is beg for buffs. All we do is get operators nerfed. And we just want to have some fun operators and to have some buffs, and it just doesn't happen. So to then get this unwarranted nerf out of nowhere is genuinely mind-blowing, and I just wish they'd communicate with us more, because the communication this season has genuinely been abysmal. It's like communication comes and goes in waves, because for ages they didn't communicate with us, and then they did. Like last season, their communication was actually like on point. I couldn't criticize their communication last season, as they were constantly telling us why they're making the certain changes that they are, talking to us constantly about the anti-cheat. Since the season has launched, I don't really think they've given us any communication on, well, anything really. They said that they were aware of the red ping glitch and that they'd fix it at a later update, and that was kind of it. Not really much talk on the anti-cheat. And if they came out and said, hey, we're fixing this with Denari because of this reason, this reason, and this reason, I feel like we'd be more like, all right, okay, can understand why. But just doing a communicationless nerf on somebody who isn't a problem at all. Like, I love when the last person is Denari in sight, because I'm going to take that shit, because he's not going to do anything about it, because he's not that good. Slash, the person playing him isn't very good, because I haven't seen a single good Denari player other than Macy J. But the way that Macy J was using Denari has now been nerfed. I am honestly manifesting with everything that I have that the mid-season patch, that we will get a mid-season patch, because we have not had one for 2 seasons now, and that it will be good. It will have buffs, and it won't just be, oh yeah, we're just giving this person a hard breach gadget. Like, that's not the buff you think it is. Zofia got given a hard breach gadget. Great, she's still shit. Like, her weapons are still unplayable, especially on console. She is still super slow. Like, still no one brings her. Like, sure, she can solo get a wall open, but does she ever do it? No, because what's the point in solo getting a wall open as Zofia when you can just bring Striker for that, because she has much better weapons and she's faster. They nerfed Zofia so long ago, and they've never fixed her. They nerfed her because of the LMG meta, but the LMG meta left the game. Like, that hasn't been in the game for what, since year 9 season 1, so nearly 2 years ago, and they still haven't given Zofia any love. When I think about all of the content that we have got in the last 12 months and try to think of buffs for certain operators, I'm really struggling to think of buffs for operators that we have, whereas I can think of easily 10 nerfs off the top of my head. So I definitely think they need to prioritize buffs more than not. Like, I'd rather be frustrated with an operator, because the operators that we are genuinely frustrated with, they don't really seem to nerf. Like, I know they technically just nerfed Blackbeard 6 times, and I appreciate they obviously didn't want to give him the Solace treatment, but he's still really annoying, and so are all of the shields. They're still super annoying. You had an operator like Legion, who was a great counter, and still is a good counter to shields to an extent, but they nerfed him. They removed his shotgun. Why? I think Legion was brought so much because we very much have a shield meta. I don't think Legion was brought constantly because he's like this super OP person. Like, don't get me wrong, I would have put him in the top 5 operators. I would have actually probably put him top 3 because we're in a shield meta. But now he's lost his shotgun. He's not even in my top 5 anymore, because Legion is great to try and deal with things like shields and rushes, but he also needs to be able to make rotates to get away to try and help with roaming as well as anchor. Like, he needs to be able to do the two, and without a shotgun, he literally can't. I don't understand their choice for nerfing him when Dokkaebi received one of the worst nerfs ever, and it didn't make any difference. Dokkaebi is still incredibly frustrating. And the annoying thing is, with the new ban system, it won't look like that. Because with the new ban system, all of the hard breaches get banned, which makes them look OP, but they're not. They're just getting banned because it makes it impossible to attack on the last round. So I really hope when they look at their future like pick and ban rates, they take that into consideration, because it feels like they're not taking a lot into consideration right now. But it's likely that they are taking stuff into consideration. They just aren't telling us, so it just feels like they're not. One genuine good change that has come today in the update is there was an exploit where you could use a Claymore, lag switch, and then pick it up, and you would then phase into the roof, and you would then basically be able to plant on the roof on some maps, eliminate people through the roof. And that's a really annoying exploit that's been into the game, and every update they do, they are getting rid of more and more exploits. Apparently the Claymore lag switch roof exploit thing has been patched today. I'm yet to see it. I've not played ranked, so I can't say with 100% certainty whether that has been taken out of the game or not, but they say that it has been fixed, and that is a great step towards combating the exploiters. And that is essentially the update. Everything else was for Dual Front. You won't catch me complaining about updates to Dual Front because I absolutely adore Dual Front. I love Dual Front so much, I prefer it to Core Siege right now. I really, really love the game mode, and I am glad the game mode gets love. But I personally, if I was Ubisoft, would not have put changing the crates, etc. in the patch notes, because the community, some of it absolutely despises Dual Front. I know that NA just barely plays it. I feel like for some reason, Dual Front is very much an EU game mode, as people say they have to wait ages for a game for NA, but I can find a game of Dual Front within quite literally 10 seconds, whereas sometimes I have to wait like 6 or 7 minutes for a ranked game. Same, sometimes I have to wait 4 minutes for an unranked game. Dual Front, 10-15 seconds most times. Like, it's constantly rapid for me to find a game, and I truly do love the game. However, when it clearly isn't your most played, to be fair, I would just love to see the statistics on how many people play Dual Front, because people are under the impression that nobody plays it. Obviously they do. It's constantly got a queue of people in the EU, so I'd love to see what percentage of the community does play Dual Front at least once a week. I would really like to see that percentage, so then they could then potentially justify why they're putting so much love into Dual Front over silently just doing stuff for it, like moving some crates. I wouldn't have put the crate changes in the patch notes because it was just going to annoy people, and lo and behold, it did, because there was like nothing for Core Siege. But the one thing that was there for Core Siege isn't actually fixed. I will never sit and dogpile on the devs or anything like that, because I know how hard they work, and I know that their resources are limited often, but I just wish they'd communicate more. Like, that's my biggest issue, is the lack of communication. I feel like if they communicated more, let us know more about what's going on, then maybe people would be a bit less frustrated. One thing they also accidentally leaked today is Goyo's Elite is coming, confirmed. As they said in the patch notes, that Goyo's Elite card wasn't applying correctly, and that's been fixed. We didn't know about Goyo's Elite officially before this, so Goyo's Elite is coming, by the way. One thing we learned this week in Siege News as well is that Rainbow Six Siege credits can expire after 180 days. Somebody had nearly 16,000 credits on their account, and they have expired and been removed from the account. Now, this doesn't affect people globally, but this does affect people with accounts from Japan. Apparently, it's to do with Japanese law. It's not an Ubisoft thing, but a Japanese law thing to do with online currency and how you can't store online currency. So if you have an account that's like a linked Japanese account and you ever have credits, you will have to use them within 6 months. If not, you will lose those credits. Then there was another change that happened today with the update. There is a graffiti bunny that has been appearing on multiple maps, and it seems like with every update it appears on a new map. The last one it appeared on was Canal, and today it actually appeared on Border, right by the main entrance door. Now, Border was the last map where the casino chips were found and replaced with a gold bar. So I'm curious if this bunny has anything to do with the new Calypso Casino map potentially coming out in year 11. We know the Calypso Casino is coming as a map, but when it is, we don't know. But I do think it's going to be year 11 season 1. But yeah, here is a bunny. I literally went to play Border to go look at the poker chips to see they've been replaced with a gold bar, and this bunny was also by the front door. So don't know what else to say about it, but there you go. That's today's update.